The border is closed. The border is secure.
The border is secure.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, because that's the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What it does, that it helps make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get the notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, please do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button, so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to your family and friends to inform them on this news and information. And yes, that does help to give me a slight boost in the YouTube algorithm as well. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And today we have to discuss Kamala Harris's recent 60-minute interview. Her interviews of the past have not been interesting to watch or really keep up with at all, because every interview up until this point was highly scripted and with friendlies. And though, yes, she is doing a friendly interview to a degree with CBS's 60 Minutes, because CBS is very friendly to Kamala Harris, this is one of the very first times that we've seen pushback on Kamala Harris, and any and every time there was pushback in this interview, she would completely fall apart and look like a fool. Now, one of the highlight moments that stood out the most to me within this interview was when the interviewer openly acknowledged the fact and presented to Kamala Harris that you and Biden created the current migrant crisis happening today. Why did you create it? Do you regret the decisions that you made that created it? And why didn't you take steps to stem the flow of the migrants coming across the border illegally sooner, as opposed to doing it now that it's election season? I'm not going to sit here and give my 45-second spiel, which is the very quick breakdown of how Harris and Biden intentionally created the migrant crisis. I'm not going to do that today. What I'm going to do today, before we carry on, is I'm going to let Joe Biden tell you.
Mr. Vice President, under the Trump administration, asylum has virtually ended. ICE detention centers are practically empty. Your new plan calls for reversing President Trump's harsh plan. But won't that restart a brand new border crisis? I mean, what would you do with all those people in camps now waiting in Mexico?
It will, if we don't do it well. We don't reach out to the communities that are willing to, the charitable communities that will come in and help, and in addition to us spending millions of dollars providing for access for judges, access for asylum folks to be on the border, to move quickly. Because if we just say, okay, all done, I've withdrawn the order, you're going to have a crisis on the other side of the border as well.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's just get back to, he literally told you that they were going to do this, and so many voted for him anyways. He literally said, I'm going to create a migrant crisis. And he created a migrant crisis. When Democrats talk, you should take them seriously. They will gaslight you all day about all of this tyrannical dictator stuff that Trump is going to do once he gets in office. Meanwhile, Democrats have a very consistent pattern of telling you, quite frankly, what they are going to do, and then they proceed to do it. They proceed to do it. And before we get back to the Kamala Harris interview, this face says it all. This face says it all. And yes, that has nothing to do with the news at hand, but I just wanted to highlight that to you. This face says it all. Anyways, let's get back to Kamala Harris answering the migrant crisis question, right? A crisis that they intentionally created and are now pretending that they want to fix. Let's get back into that.
So he told his buddies in Congress, kill the bill, don't let it move forward.
But I've been covering the border for years. And so I know this is not a problem that started with your administration.
Correct.
But there was an historic flood of undocumented immigrants coming across the border the first 3 years of your administration. As a matter of fact, arrivals quadrupled from the last year of President Trump. Was it a mistake to loosen the immigration policies as much as you did?
It's a long-standing problem. And
It's a problem that you created. I'm sorry. I just can't I can't listen to this. I can't listen to this. This is so egregious. This is so egregious. Like lying on this level, being deceptive on this level, just being a complete demon on this level, where the video evidence is out there. I just played for you. They literally told you we're going to create a migrant crisis, and they did it. And now you're saying, well, stop talking about a broken system when you broke it. It was fixed when Trump was in office. We didn't have a migrant crisis when Donald Trump was in office. There was no migrant crisis. The border was fixed. It was just fine. It was broken when you intentionally broke it.
solutions are at hand. And from day one, literally, we have been offering solutions.
What I was asking was it a mistake to kind of allow that flood to happen in the first place?
I think the policies that we have been proposing are about fixing a problem, not promoting a problem. Okay?
But the numbers did quadruple.
And the
under
numbers
your
today,
watch.
because of what we have done, we have cut the flow of illegal immigration by half.
But should you
We
have
have
done
cut
that?
the
Should you
flow
have
of
done that?
fentanyl by half, but we need Congress to be able to act to actually fix the problem.
That's not true, because if Donald Trump gets into office, which I hope that he does, he will be able to fix it with the swipe of his pen, the same way he was able to fix it when he first came into office, the same way you were able to break it when you first came into office. You don't need Congress to act. They didn't need Congress to act to currently stem the flow the way that they have now. They let it go on for 3.5 years, up until 2 months until the election. And now all of a sudden, border crossings are at their lowest since 2020. Really? So you were always able to do this, and you lied the entire time. And that's what the reporter was pressing her on. If you were able to do this now, why couldn't you do this in 2021, 2022? Well, and she goes into just default mode where she's reading off her script, remembering her lines. Well, we're fixing a problem as opposed to running on a problem, and fentanyl, and Donald Trump killed the bill. And oh my God, are you serious? You can't take any accountability for what you've done. They never will, and they never do. But one thing is for sure, is that Congress is not needed to solve this problem. And Harris and Biden proved that over the course of the last 2 or 3 months, now that Kamala Harris is running for office. With the swipe of Biden's pen, they were able to stem the flow. And with the swipe of Donald Trump's pen, the migrant crisis will be over. But if you allow Kamala Harris to get back into office, if you allow her to get back into office, you better believe we're going to get another 10 to 15 million illegal immigrants rushing across the border. And she's going to go back to pretending as if there's nothing they can do about it until the 2028 election is about 3 to 4 months out. And then all of a sudden, they're going to stem the flow again. But I'll leave it at that. All that needs to be said has been said concerning this issue, and as it pertains to this interview here. So with all that being said, thank you all for joining me today. Please share this video out on your social media platforms. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button on your way out. And also, please don't forget to follow me on Telegram and Rumble at TD Media Group. That's extremely important that you do so. Please follow me on Telegram and Rumble at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram and Rumble will be pinned in the description box below and in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time, and until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.